the democracy of this country. So I want to say to you, the reason we call so that you cannot be surprised. I don't think because I thought we were not a sub anymore. If you think that after you have an election, people turn to the street and begin to attack our democracy, and you think we'll go and we'll sit as spectator. No. If no one will do that, the youth league for our watch will protect the democracy of this country. So I want to say to you, the reason we go so that you cannot be surprised. I don't think because I serve as a mayor, we will be on the front burner. We will lead our people that we led them before. We will be there. Any day that will be announced here, or anyone want to say to you, similar day will be announced by us. And whatsoever you are, we will also be there and we'll meet in flesh and blood. So a Liberian and to see exactly whether you got the capacity to talk in our peace. Thank you very much.
So you listen to it. Coincidence of what happened in 2000.
Evil thing shut down, but they continue to do this very thing. They are also approve for others to do them to do evil. You see what the scripture say there? You see what the scripture say there? So today, that's what the Bible says you will be. And God will allow you to go in that direction. Broad way. You will hate one another. You will think of new way to do evil. Tell people now think of new way in counter time to be doing wickedness now. Because
they are checked here. We published what checks before. He denied signature on those checks. Before 2020 campaign. He's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. That's the budget he voted for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 million not in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I defy him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention him, so they don't know how to medicine. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the process of integrity. He's drowning in the process of integrity. Without one effect, he's drowning in the process of integrity. I say he's a criminal. He's a thief. So take a $45,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just to vote for it. And you then inform the people because say everything you will inform the people. You can't record for that. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor didn't vote, but why he didn't say it? Why he didn't say he voted for it? The records are there, no? Gentlemen, sir.
I tell you this. If we do 10 credit language, we elected the Bible in 2017 up to 2023. Why does he want to move from the Bible? Why does he want to compare the Bible? You don't know this time.
He has a recording here. He has a recording. He has a recording. I said, at some there are some recording, like the other recording you play, the whole funny to play voice. At the end of it, the voice when you play, they have this fashion down. They are very sweet.
All right. This is the song that introduces the program. For those of you who are watching, keep sharing the live video. This is the program Good Evening Liberia. This is the platform where we provide independent analysis. Keep sharing the live video.
economic rubbish. Oh, send your people from political yabbies. Assessing Africa from economic jargon. Attention, African soldiers. We're still calling African soldiers. African soldiers who fought for freedom. About my money, African soldiers. About to build African soldiers. About the world, African soldiers.
Too many things to talk about in our country, Liberia. African soldier. All right. Too many things to talk about. However, we would definitely take note of it.
rubbish. Oh, save your people from political diabetes. I say save from economic jargon. Attention, African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. Laila, sika, sila, labia. We're still calling African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. African soldiers who fight for freedom. Laila, sika, sila, labia. About my money, African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. About to build African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. About the one African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. The most illegal African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. Our most illegal African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. Secretary African soldiers. Laila, sika, sila, labia. Just African soldiers.
All right. All right. Every other technical issue has been resolved. Good evening and welcome. This is the program Good Evening Liberia 89.5. This is the program you just don't want to miss. We provide impartial political analysis of all of the trending issues taking place in our country. All right, so let's wind down the curtain of the music. Too many things to talk about in our country, Liberia. Too many things to talk about, like we started the discussion on yesterday, relative to the strife the government is making in the fight against corruptions. And we will keep talking because we believe that when we talk, the government ought to listen. The government must listen because Liberians, the government is there to serve the Liberian people. So this is why it is always important to talk about all of the issues that matter to our country, Liberia. My name is K. Lyndon Toba, and for those of you who are watching by the medium of live video, all you need to do is to keep sharing the live video, so as to afford the opportunity to be part of the program. So, too many things to talk about, like I said, from the onset of the program. Too many things happening in our country, Liberia. There is this development that has caught a lot of attentions from many Liberians, and many people are talking about it. And this is it. This is reported by one of the local newspapers in our country, particularly the Front Page Africa newspaper, and it says Monrovia City Corporation fires 9 employees for allegedly insulting President Waka's other government official. That's what this paper is reporting. And so let's give you the content of it. And on this paper, you have the Lord Mayor of the city of Monrovia, John Siafai Sheriff. His photo is attached to this particular development. It says, in what appears to be a rare crackdown on free speech, the Monrovia City Corporation has begun dismissing 9 employees following allegation by Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Joka that they frequently use social media to criticize government's officials, particularly President Joseph Boakai. Speaking at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism on Tuesday, Jokai urged the MCC to terminate the 9 employees for what he described as a daily social media campaign. A daily social media campaign. We will underscore that a daily social media campaign targeting senior public officials, especially President Waka. Why Josiah did not disclose the names of the employees? He stressed that their actions has tarnished the MCC reputations. So he claimed that their actions has tarnished the institution image. It has cast a dark cloud over the image of the institution. So let's go. The Civil Service Agency requests the Monrovia City Corporation to immediately relieve. That is one key aspect of our discussions. Immediately relieve. Immediately relieve. No investigation. Given a mandate. Immediately relieve 9 employees who have consistently engaged in dangerous and destructive social media campaign against public officials, particularly targeting President of Liberia, Josiah stated. He added, these actions have caused insignificant harm to the reputation and image of the MCC. Another reputation again. The negative portrayed of government's official by these unscrupulous employee has far-reaching effects on the individual concerned and the government as a whole. It has, a cut across the government. Such unacceptable and sustained behavior on social media is incompatible with the status of the employees in question. Therefore, the MCC must consider terminating, no warning, absolutely nothing. The MCC must consider terminating their services promptly, notify the CSA of this action. By the end of the day, dismissal letter was sent to the 9 employees. FPA Front Page Africa has seen copies of the 3 letters. A prompt investigation by Front Page Africa revealed that the 9 individuals are supporters of the opposition Congress for Democratic Change and were employed during the tenure of former Monroeville City Mayor Jefferson Koji. Among those dismissed were Public Relations Officer Alpha G. Gray, Revenue Agent Boyd Coquid, and Procurement Assistant Richie Singway, all of whom are reported to be CDC partisans. The dismissal of these MCC employees may signal a broader clampdown on free speech, raising concern about potential contradictions with the Unity Party's campaign promises during the 2023 presidential elections. So that is what Front Page Africa newspaper reported this morning, and this story is part of today's edition of their publication. So here is what I make about this whole situation. There were key situations that we unscored from the story. One, the Unity Party government, which is now the ruling government in power, they made a commitment to the Liberian people that they are not going to subscribe to the very principles of that the past administration was proceeding on. So this is why too often you hear this popular phrase about no business as usual. So am I really backing those people for consistently raising insults at government officials? Absolutely no. Is this similar to weaponizing free speech? Yes, of course. You know, past and present government on the overall have fallen prey to these issues about dismissing people because of their political belief, probably because of their political alignment. Few years back, I can remember the current managing director of the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company, S. Amos Twe, was dismissed because he made a statement that the government at the time believed wasn't okay. So he was immediately removed from his position. He was immediately removed from his position. You understand? I don't think this is the kind of country we envisage, especially when we want this country to progress. I don't think this is the kind of country, this is where we want our country, Liberia, to go. Why it is true that their actions, sometimes I disagree with people who go extra mile by insulting public officials. I strongly disagree with them. I strongly disagree with them. I believe this issues about insulting public officials didn't start from here. Unknown former President George Weah, those were the same kind of attitude being displayed, and similar measures were applied. Similar measures were applied to those who were consistently. But here is one of the ways I think those of the people who disagree with government need to refine their disagreement. If you are in the opposition and you are also working in the government, I think you need to disagree with policy issues. I think your disagreement should be based on the subject matter, rather than going extra mile by insulting public officials, writing on Facebook, and so forth. All of these actions are counterproductive to our democracy. You cannot continue to rain insults at those people who are working in government, or in the name of democracy, or in the name of free speech. While it's true that you have your view, you can disagree with the government, regardless of which one of the political party you are from. There are some people, even within the ruling party, they have some internal disagreement with the form and manner in which a particular decision is taken by the government. But as time goes on, they have their way of channeling those disagreements in a very respectful and orderly fashion. Not as going on Facebook and writing all kind of things on Facebook, raining insults as public officials. What was not wrong? What was wrong yesterday? It is still wrong today. We need to redefine the way we see things in this country. We need to change our style of politics. In the Western world, when people want to disagree with government, if you want to disagree with government, I think you can be a bit constructive. You should also tailor your disagreement in a more constructive fashion, rather than disagreeing with the government by writing on Facebook, insulting, you're making all sort of claims that you don't have the capacity to even prove. This is where my disagreement comes in. This is where my disagreement comes in. And I think a lot of the people who understand, who have listened, who have observed the politics of other countries, the issues about the presidency, all in the name of democracies in this country, have been reduced to nothing. People wake up and just rain insults at the president. For God's sake, this is This is the most respected position in the country. This is the most respected positions in the country. One of the most respected positions in the country. So if you have issues with the government, I think you need to be a bit constructive. You need to tell her your argument, your disagreement in such a form and manner that people will understand that I know you are performing recommendations. One of the persons who were recently dismissed. One of the person who was recently dismissed. Let me look for a post from him. So this is the letter of the dismissal. Let me grab the letter first. It reads, Monrovia City Corporation, City Hall, Topman Boulevard. Subject letter of termination. Your employment service with the Monrovia City Corporation is hereby terminated with immediate effect. Said terminations emanate from your consistent and deliberate action portrayed on social media by enraging insult at His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, and government officials, including the government of Liberia, relentlessly without regard for your official position as public religion officers of the Monrovia City Corporation. Moreover, this clearly demonstrates your gross disregard to your statutory duties and responsibilities and amount to ethical violations and gross breaches of your duty as contained in the Monrovia City Corporation Human Resource Policies and the Labor Law of Liberia. The administration action is in consonance with Chapter 6, Section 6.2 Code of the Code of Conduct, subsection 6.2.132, neutrality and participation in strike and protest of the Human Resource Policy Manual of the Monrovia City Corporation and the Labor Law of Liberia, Section 1508, dismissals of an employee, subsection 6C. Management wishes to extend appreciation to you for your services rendered and request that you turn over all properties of the Monrovia City government within your possessions in the Human Resource Department, including identification cards of the corporations. So that's the letter. That is the letter of one of and the person name here is Mr. Gray. So let's go to Mr. Gray. Some of the posts Mr. Gray has made over the last few days. Let's go to one of the posts he has made over the last few days. Alpha Gray, okay. All right. Bear with me a bit. Bear with me a bit. Let's take a short break.
let's say African soldier. Now they're shaking away African soldier. But everywhere African soldier. So Kenyatta African soldier. Mattress the moon that African soldier. Madagascar be African soldier. From economic data, attention African soldiers. We're still calling African soldiers. African soldiers who fought for freedom. About my money, African soldiers. About the bellow, African soldiers. About the whole world, African soldiers. From just the legal African soldiers. Yes, I'm just the legal African soldiers. It's a culture African soldiers. Just the African soldiers. About the sword African soldiers.
All right, welcome back. So we were actually looking for a particular document, and we have found the document so far. And this is the official test broadcast, and it is intended to actually develop feedbacks from our callers, for those of you who are actually listening to us. And this is why we are not uh, running all of our programs very often, and because we are still in obedience of the test broadcast segment. So like we were saying, the issues about working in government. You know, every institutions. Let's classify government to be one of the largest companies. So the government is actually one of the largest companies in Liberia. So all employees, of the institution that work in government, they are mandated. They are mandated to live up to certain standards. So every other institutions you work in government, every other institution, whether you working in the private sector, you even teaching and so forth, just bear in mind that the place you work, they have their own set of regulations. But my problem that I have is that for it to just be based on Josiah Jokai, who happens to be the Director General of the Civil Service Agency's recommendation that those people should be where those individuals give them due process such as suspensions, where they suspended, where they warned, where they serve a warning letter. So the number to call is 0770-005746 is the number to call, and you will definitely be live on the program Good Evening Liberia. So that's it. We should understand that the government is the largest employer, and the government has a set of rules and regulations that govern every one of the people who work in government. You understand? But if you don't do that, what it appears to many of the people is that you are trying to target a particular group of people, which is a very bad one. Which makes it a very bad one. You understand? Which makes it a very bad one. All professionals around the world, once you are in government, once you enter government, you are an employee of a particular institution. Definitely, you must understand that the institution you work in, has a set guidelines that you are not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. You are not allowed to do X, Y, Z. And once you consider yourself, in as much as you want to retain that position, you want to be in good standing with the institution to avoid further penalty from the institution executives, you need to definitely live up to those guidelines. You understand? That doesn't mean that you as an opposition, you can't work in government, but the fact that you are working in government, you must obey all of the necessary guidelines attached to that institution. And that is just it. That is just the argument. This is not about This is something that has happened for time, to many other people in government. When the Unity Party folks were in government, there were some of them just for expressing their views on a particular issue. They were dismissed. Like I referenced from the initial stage, the situations of Amos Square. So it almost like they are trying to fight back on that kind of vindictive, that kind of vindictive attitude. You understand? That's the whole thing. There should have been stages. There should have been stages before arriving to this particular point. And anyone who want to observe this process, anyone who observe this process from an independent mind, those are, those from an independent standpoint, those are the kind of things that we'll be mostly concerned about. Those are the kind of things they will be mostly concerned with. Those people warned about their actions, were they suspended before reaching a conclusion of dismissal, Okay, we have a lot of other things to talk about. So the number to call is 0070 005746 is the number to call, and you will definitely be live on the program Good Evening Liberia on 89.5. So we are here, we are live on the television, Foka FM, Foka TV, Foka FM, Foka TV, and that's it. That's it. That is it. So again, let me bring you this development. I'm trying to get it thing. I'm trying to get it. Trying to get this one. So there is currently at the level of the national legislature, there is currently a very big debate, a very big debate at the national legislature over allegations of budget tampering and so forth. You know, so like I said, we are still anticipating your call. Moreover, this is a test broadcast here on 89.5, and we are stations in Topo Village Community, Japan Freeway. The number to call is 0770 005746 is the number to call. 0770 is the number to call, and you will definitely be live on the program Good Evening Liberia. So you can catch us on Facebook as well. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. So that's it.